Hello, everyone. We want to take this opportunity to say thank you. As you grow at the Golden Boot, so do our needs, but we cannot do it without you. We ask that you continue to like our posts, share our content, and subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, and other social media platforms. You may also visit thegoldenboot.com for the latest merch. If you would like to make a financial donation, you can do so through Cash App at @Golden Boot or through PayPal at paypal.me/Golden Boot. We look forward to bringing you more laughs, knowledge, and entertainment. And again, thank you for your endless support. Sincerely and respectfully, the Golden Boot team.
The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole.
Y'all ready to get rolling? Quiet on the set. Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Golden Boot. It's your boy Pooh Bear. I got my man Aunt Petty Murphy in the building, and it is 13-6 Kansas City right now. Cincinnati looks to be driving. I don't want to say too much more because I don't want to jinx it. But it's conference championship Sunday. We was already right on one side.
Yep. Appreciate that too, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate that helping.
What we got? Touchdown. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. All right. So, like I said, it's championship weekend, conference championship weekend. It's been a good weekend so far. At least for Tell us, go ahead, get her mic, pull up to the show. But it's been a good weekend thus far, so far for sports. You know, since sports fans. If you had a chance to catch the SEC Big 12, what's it called? Challenge
Massacre.
Yeah. SEC. We ain't there yet. Not in basketball.
Not in basketball for sure.
Somebody did say the other night on a Spaces, HBCU Spaces that this year the Blue Bloods look very beatable, even though schools who are considered to be possible number one seeds. Alabama, you sure look like Alabama old yesterday. LSU, you sure look like LSU of current, right? You know what I'm saying, yesterday. So
LSU look like the episode of this title.
Oh yeah, same ish,
different day. Yes, sir.
Yeah. But let's go ahead and get started. We'll come back to the playoff. You know what I'm saying? Playoff recap, because as we said, this game is still ongoing. But the Saints lose defensive coordinator Ryan Nielsen to the Falcons.
Yeah, man. Terrafino. Ever since Terrafino went to the Falcons, he's been coming in and scooping up all kind of our guys. So. And Chris Richard had the other co-DC has been interviewing for some DC spots, so we might lose both our DCs or co-DCs. So it don't hurt as bad knowing Dennis Allen's still there, but
right.
That's the wrong side of the ball I wanted to lose people from, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Ryan Nielsen, why does that name sound so familiar?
That's the guy that Ed Orgeron was trying to get to become LSU's defensive coordinator.
That's right. And he went about it the wrong way. That whole thing got squashed.
Well, I ain't going to say he went around the wrong way necessarily. I think Sean Payton was trying to protect Ryan Nielsen from being fired within a year.
That too. But there was also there's like some certain kind of protocols or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
When I say he did it the wrong way, not meaning he did anything illegal, but
yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
The whole nature of the beast of how things, the protocols, I guess you could say, the unwritten rules. Yeah, so that kind of happened. I guess we can go here before we get to the, like I said, for the playoff recap. I do want to go here real quick. Damar Hamlin came out, made a public comment, the first comment since his injury. He just kind of came out, saying thanked everybody for the support and the love and stuff.
You think that's the only reason he did it?
Oh no. It's not. It's definitely not. That's the reason, the official reason. The second reason, there was conspiracy. There were rumors that and it's ugly. I hate that these rumors and stuff like this come up. But there was a rumor that or conspiracy started that he had actually died.
And that was a clone.
And that was a clone. The NFL was using a stunt double to pretend like it was him so they wouldn't look as bad. That was and Earth is flat. I'm just saying.
I mean, honestly, the Earth is flat has a little more credence to me, even though I don't believe it. It has more credence to me than that mess. You know what I mean? Like, I don't.
Yeah,
but speaking of conspiracy theories,
yeah, I was going to say that leads me to think about some other conspiracies, though. Well, go ahead. I'll let you go.
Did you see the most recent conspiracy theory?
No.
4 a.m., depending on your time zone, Reddit post about the Memphis Grizzlies stat padding Jaren Jackson's block and steal numbers at home. Like, he has a 2-to-1 differential from at home, his block and steal rate, and then on the road. And so, like, they had video clips and everything showing times where he supposedly or allegedly got awarded steals or blocks when it should have went to someone else, so he wasn't the one who actually was responsible for it. And so this conspiracy theory has done so much damage that Caesar actually took the Defensive Player of the Year prop off of their betting site yesterday.
Interesting.
Yeah. But there's been some statisticians who work for the G League, college, and other people coming out saying that it's kind of overblown. And some of those instances, like there was one instance where 2 guys kind of blocked a shot, and they gave it to Jaren Jackson, and the guy came out and said that if there are instances like that, they give it to the guy who has a reputation of being a shot blocker sometimes. You know what I mean? So some of that has kind of been explained, but it's just interesting to me that Caesar took their Defensive Player of the Year off their site. So I don't know. It's just I'm always good. I'm always down for a good conspiracy, especially one that starts growing and legs like that when you got Caesar doing stuff like that.
Yeah. So I got one. I just need to verify the quote before I say it. Golly. And I think it's the right person. But before let's see. No, that's not it. It's not Mickey Mantle. Who was it? Maybe Roger Maris.
Ty Cobb.
Ty Cobb. Is that who it is? Okay.
Yeah.
You already know I'm going on it. All right.
I don't think that's a conspiracy at all, brother. Honestly.
So I can't find the exact quote. But
I know what you're talking. I clean the quote up for you.
One of my favorite
Cobb
quotes
said, "I ain't rooming with that N word."
Yeah, so there's a conspiracy. Babe Ruth was actually black. He was a white passing black man. That's been a long time run,
brother, according to a lot of people.
Yes, and so the rumor is Ty Cobb, as Ant just said, made the comment, "I'm not rooming with that N word."
Yeah, they were on a hunting trip together, and he said that. And there's also, there's a lot more than that, bro. People have gone from his nose shape, the fact that he at that time he would always be very friendly and cordial with the African American fans, signing autograph, taking pictures when other players weren't accustomed to doing that. He was very well good friends with a lot of the blues and jazz musicians of that time, and would hang out with them, and be seen with them in social settings, which was unaccustomed at that time. So I mean, there's a lot more than just that one quote, but that one quote to me is hilarious.
Yes. Uh, but yeah, that was one. That's one of my favorites. Another conspiracy that I think this has actually got some legs. And they really picked up legs when Netflix did their documentary. I forget the year, but it was the year that the Phoenix Suns with Steve Nash
Oh, Tim
were up against
Donaghy.
the Spurs and Tim Donaghy. That basically that it was rigged. And he basically threw the game for the Spurs, saying to help the Spurs win.
I think the one that's worse than that is the Kings Lakers.
That's another one. I saw that one today. But
The
a lot of
Maverick,
these sports conspiracy theories have a lot of legs.
Dwayne Wade, the first championship he won, that they said that was rigged. If you breathed on Dwayne Wade, then of course Nick said that's true. If you breathed on Dwayne Wade too hard, you was getting the foul call that series. He shot like 20 something free throws at that time. There's
Chuck
there's a
said,
there's a
Chuck,
conspiracy theory that Chuck said
Chuck,
Babe
Chuck
Ruth
says
was
that Babe
Italian.
Ruth was Italian,
That's
which
what they tell
there
you.
are darker skinned Italian, which I mean that
That's
is
what
true.
they tell you. That's what they tell you.
I mean that is true. But
I mean, yeah, but he ain't.
Chuck,
But I'll say
babe,
this though.
come on.
The conspiracy theory that Michael Jordan got his daddy killed is always one that's fascinated me.
That was one about the game over the gambling.
Over
Yeah.
gambling debt.
Yeah. That was one. The other one was that with Michael Jordan,
He
the year
retired.
the year he retired or whatever, he was actually, and he wouldn't play baseball. He was serving a year-long suspension because of gambling.
He was finna get suspended. Yeah.
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 So,
I think definitely that second one is true. I
mhm.
think David Stern kind of let the cat out of the bag a little bit on that. But that the one about him getting his dad killed is always strange to me because of the circumstances around his father's death and stuff. Yeah, it's been some stuff that came out that makes me really. I don't want to get too much on in depth on here, but
I got another one. So I'm not gonna go into too much detail because my altar call later on, teaser. But the referee that ref the game last night,
36
do you
and
know?
2.
Yeah, Boston Celtics are 36-2 when he
I mean, it's a
ref
bunch
those
of
games.
those though, man. It's a
Yeah, it
whole
is.
like, and I'm not like. I'm not saying
Uh-oh.
that it ain't true, but yeah, Mahomes.
Yeah, Mahomes
I
is starting
just
to limp. Show that limp a lot more now. So,
I
but go
don't
ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't know, man. That referee stuff it can get a little dicey, man.
Yeah, I read, and it's funny because he said the 10 for 4 hat people, but our good conspiracy theorist himself, Xavier Canfield said a known mob boss confirmed Jordan's father's death was because of gambling.
That's one of those things that I was saying,
Yeah.
stuff that's done came out. What is a shapeshifter?
I don't know. He said he's trying to say the lizards, whatever. But nah, I ain't talking about like just it's a lot of them that Democrats and stuff. But that's more political. I wouldn't.
I don't even know.
We Sam, we more talking about the sports conspiracy theories. But I have heard those about the lizards and a lot of the elites are lizards. There was actually a movie about that too.
Conspiracy theory that when Obama was playing at the White House,
Mhm.
he won every game because nobody was willing to foul him.
He actually in his book he said that he actually debunked that and told that several people actually well it was one guy that used to actually that he liked
On it Duncan probably used to give him that work.
Yeah, Ernie Duncan got skills.
That boy used to ball at the at the NBA Celebrity All-Star game.
Yeah, so moving on. I guess we can talk about, start the recap because this game ain't gonna be over no time soon, but it's gonna be a tight one as usual. But Philadelphia versus San Francisco.
Snooze fest.
Yeah, I think you said it best.
Colt McCoy 2.0.
Yeah.
That man got hit one time and was like, "Nope, I'm good."
Yeah, that elbow, and it wasn't even a hit. I mean, the
It
dude
was his wrist, wasn't it? I thought they said it was his wrist.
no, it was his elbow. His so the guy hit when he threw it.
He hit his elbow, but then they said it was his wrist. That's why he couldn't grip the ball and stuff.
Oh, I thought it was his elbow. But
either way, that man got hit one time.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I'm sorry, we reading the comments and stuff. By the way, I didn't say this earlier. Thank y'all, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Appreciate all the comments. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate it. But yeah, so this game, when he went out, that completely changed a lot of things. So, Alan Bell, who has been on the show, part of the Early Edge crew, there were a lot of prop bets that were affected by this because he could no longer throw. Debo over 51.5 receiving yards, which easily could have happened. Failed. He got 31.
He didn't do nothing.
31 receiving yards. Christian McCaffrey under 15.5 rushing attempts.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't throw, he ran the entire game. So that got killed. Even on the Eagles side, because the Eagles didn't have to throw. Jalen Hurts stopped he stopped throwing. He had 121 passing yards. So a lot of these the over-unders in that game were hurt by his getting hurt. But the one that wasn't was the total. I told y'all under 46.
Yeah, that was honestly. I had a few Miles Sanders prop bets that was gonna hit either way. Anytime touchdown, and and some of the rushing and stuff like that. But I don't know if you Philly. I mean, you made the Super Bowl, so you don't care, obviously. But I know part of you got to be like, man, I wish them dudes was at full strength, just so we could have beat them at full strength
coming into the game.
That's true, but bro, they played. I mean, that wasn't even close, bro.
They lost two quarterbacks and put in a running back that was hurt.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and then I don't like Fred Warner got hurt at the very beginning of the game. I know he came back and played, and Bosa was banged up pretty much the whole game. So I don't know, man. It would.
Yeah.
Did he get that?
No, it looked like he was short.
Ooh, it looked like he got it when he stretched it out, though.
But he's already down, though, isn't it?
Nah, I don't know. They might have said it's for a progress will stop, but I don't think his knee was down. But yeah, either way, though, obviously. You made the Super Bowl, so if you're the Eagles, you don't care. But part of you as a competitor want to beat everybody at their full strength.
Yeah. What's good, Ryan? Quick question: if you're the Eagles, who do you rather play, Cincinnati or Kansas City? Because if part of me would think Cincinnati because the O-line, but their O-line too. At least two of the O-line members should be back by that game.
I was gonna say probably Kansas City because I don't think either one. I mean, both of their offenses is gonna be pretty much, what they either way. But I think the difference is gonna be the defenses, and I think you would rather go up against the Chiefs D line than the Bengals D line. And I agree, Chris. Right now, the way they're playing,
say it don't matter. The Eagles better than both.
Yeah, I mean, the way they're playing right now in the trenches, it don't matter. But the Eagles, I mean, the Chiefs' defensive line to me isn't as good as the Bengals' defensive line, and to me, that's the difference.
Yeah,
when you run that type of offense.
Yeah, Dave Irvin said rather play the Bengals because they would be able to get to Burrow because the line is so weak. But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. At least two of those starting O linemen who are out will most likely be back by that game.
I could flip that too though and say you got to sit and duck and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. So
you know what I'm saying? Because Patrick Mahomes with the high ankle sprain ain't gonna be able to really run around like you got them pass rushers who know they got a quarterback who they know not gonna move.
Yeah. So Brambo, we actually talked about that. He brings up a comment about Ed Reed. We actually talked about that on the HBCU hour. We got probably our last 3 HBCU hours. Go check those, at least the 2 of the last 3. Go check those out, and you'll see because we talked about it kind of on both sides. But I agree. At least for the foreseeable future, he is hurt.
It's
So,
a wrap.
yeah, it's a wrap. Ryan says 2 weeks to heal. Actually, if you think about it, Ryan, they've been out for 3. So, and then they'll have an extra week before the Super Bowl. So it'll be.
No, he said. I think he's saying they have 2 weeks from now because they got 2 weeks to the Super Bowl after today.
Yeah, 2 weeks from now. But I'm saying they've already been out healing. So, and they're showing the stretch.
He might be talking about Mahomes.
Oh,
but
even
Chris,
okay. Even what you says it's short.
Man,
Chris brings up the question. He says, so you think the Bengals D line better than the Chiefs? Not saying you're wrong. I just thought it was a toss up.
I think they are because they got more than just Chris Jones.
Mm-hmm.
They got guys who could come off the edge, and they got solid interior, run stopper with Hill. I think
the Eagles got more names. I'm not Eagles. The Chiefs have more names as far as.
I don't even think that. I think they just got they got a bigger name than Chris Jones. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they got. I think if you're talking about like who has the best player on either, the Chris Jones is by far the best player on either defensive line. But from top to bottom, I think the Bengals got him.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. As we see, it is 13-13. Chiefs got the ball. They are in the red zone. And it is it's going to be second and long. So this game is going to be a tight one. Look like it's going to be tight all the way through. So we'll touch on this game as we continue our broadcast, but 49ers defensive end was arrested on Monday, but he played today in the conference.
That's so crazy to me, dog. And I mean, I get it. Mm-hmm. Due process and all that, right. But we've seen other players get, and I don't know, I guess the league don't really suspend players that fast, so I'm not really saying it's crazy because he didn't get suspended. More so as the 49ers didn't mind the fact that he got arrested. It was more so like, oh, he can help us, so we're gonna play him. Like, and I don't know, that's just a bad look to me if you're the 49ers.
It's always. But again, like you said, due process. What do you know? What was the charge? What was he charged?
It was domestic violence, like family battery or some kind of something like that.
Gotcha.
And obviously I feel like he deserves his due processes and the legal process to play out, and even the processes with the league, their investigative process to play out. But I just feel like if you're the 49ers, you don't play him in this game. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Less than a week after he got arrested, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's a good look.
Yeah. All right. Jason Brumfield says Stetson Bennett and him probably traded places so he could play conspiracy. LOL. Just kidding. If you hadn't heard, Stetson Bennett was arrested this weekend in Dallas for public intoxication. It's two crazy things about this. Say he was at like somebody's house or at a door knocking, trying to get in or whatever. He was banging on the door when they called the police, and when they came in and got him for basically touchdown Chiefs. When they got him for public intoxication. And Ryan calls him Staquavius. No. I promise you, he was Stetson. That's why he's out now. Here's the other crazy part about that. He reportedly turned down an invite to the Senior Bowl because he was going to be in Dallas, quote unquote, training.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He should have been at the Senior Citizen Bowl. I mean, the Senior Bowl.
The funniest thing I heard, somebody say he was out partying with his youngest child's 21st birthday on their 21st birthday. That's why he was he was public intoxication.
Oh man. All right, so we've seen this before, I guess, in a way. Baker Mayfield type. Obviously, Baker was still in college, but does this hurt his draft stock? Should it hurt his draft stock?
So, I think Baker was already fast rising and thought to be a potential number 1 pick in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Stetson is not. He's thought to possibly be a good NFL pickup, backup type role. I don't think this is a good look for him. I don't know how bad it hurts him, but I don't think it's a good look for him. Brody Dupree said those cops escorting him out looked like they were laughing.
Yeah, they probably were. I mean,
yeah,
but I think it's different from Baker being that it's like right before draft time. You know what I mean? Like we gotta.
And then King of South Kyle said draft stock was already low or low already. Yeah, so
that's true, and that's what I'm saying. I think if it would have happened in between last year and this season, to where he had a year in between, to where not saying that he was gonna forget about it, you know what I mean, but just so he could kind of show that he's a different person than I was a year ago, you know what I mean. But it's kind of hard to say, hey, I'm a different guy than I was last month. Whenever he meeting with these guys at the combine,
here's the thing about that. He is he's going to be afforded a second chance. Baker Mayfield was afforded. Nobody. I don't see anybody. Saying a lot of people kind of raise questions about his demeanor, his whether he, his character issues and stuff like that. I don't know how much of that we hear about that from Stetson, because we heard about it from other players, other positions and stuff like that. I wonder how much of that we'll hear. Hell, we even heard Josh Allen. Oh, there's a tweet came out. He said a racial slur back in the day.
Let me ask you this: is not excusing what he did, but is public intoxication on the same level as some of these other things that people have done? You see what I'm saying? Like, obviously Baker, I feel like they're the same, same charge. But some of these other instances where people it's been brought back up, is it due to the nature of what they did, or is it due to who they are?
That's a good question. I think it's more of who they are.
Well, if that's the case, like the Josh Allen thing, I think that's more of the nature of what he did, more so than who he is. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, he still went in the first round.
That's
what,
true.
Number what? Number 10? He didn't fall far.
But if that tweet would have been a tweet from whenever he was a month before the draft, would he have went in first round?
That's true.
See what I'm saying? Like, that's why I feel like that's where the time comes into play. He's given time to show that's not who I am, whereas Stetson has a month to kind of show that.
Right. Jamar Chase is just unreal.
Yeah, man.
He is so unreal. But yeah, with that being said, Stetson wasn't the only Georgia player or former Georgia player, or however you want to look at it, that was arrested. Georgia wide receiver Rodarius Thomas was arrested for false imprisonment and battery of battery family violence?
Yeah.
I don't know which family member or what.
Sometimes they use that charge whenever it's like a relationship, or if like
that's what I was gonna say. I don't know if it's if it's
your child type situation. I'm not saying that's the case. I don't know. I haven't read up on the case.
But it's just I do know that a lot of times it's no, not Rah from Mississippi State. Rodarius Thomas from Georgia, Jason Brumfield. He I don't know exactly what he did, but a lot of times, especially with false imprisonment, that's when you get into an altercation. You won't let them leave the house. So
yeah, that is him. That's Rah, bro.
Oh, it is Rah. He had Georgia now. I didn't know, or didn't realize that.
Yeah, he had just transferred.
I thought I didn't realize he picked Georgia. My bad. So there you go, Jason Brumfield. I stand corrected. A lot of wrong. But yeah, that was not a good look on your first day on the job.
Not at all. Especially whenever Georgia just had AD Mitchell transfer out and go to Texas. So it's not a good look whenever you supposed to be coming in there replacing the guy and you already causing trouble. Right. But I will say this is just all alleged. He hasn't been convicted of anything.
That's true.
So keep that in mind.
All right, the Bengals just were forced to punt. Um,
Jason's so crazy.
he said, "Shout out to Daniel loud and wrong." That's funny. Um, this game is. I don't know if if it's still following the same script, man. I don't know. Kansas City does not look good, but Cincinnati can't do what they need to. Um, Brody brings up a good question, and it's something I meant to put in the topics I did. So y'all think Todd Monken going to the NFL, that would be a big hit for Kirby? First off, that would be a huge hit for Kirby.
Yes, sir.
I think I think Todd Monken is the only person who can take our formation and make that thing look innovative.
Yeah.
That is just in today's, what I'm saying, typical playing style of college football.
He the reason Georgia won 2 national championships, if you ask me.
Definitely.
I know their defense was good and all, but the way he was able to last year, the way he was able to win and kind of in spite of Stetson Bennett.
Boy, Xavier, you going straight though.
Last year they was kind of able to win in spite of Stetson Bennett. And now this year, the way he's able to kind of transform that offense from what we saw last year to this year, man, I think he does want to go back to the NFL though. I don't know if Tampa Bay the right spot, but I mean, he might be just one of those. He just want to get back to the league, So I don't know, man. I'd be interested to see what he could do in the NFL and what Georgia does to try to replace him.
Yeah. Could you see Georgia getting somebody like, I was gonna say big name, but they all you gotta think Garrett is gone to
I mean Garrett at Clemson.
And Kendall Browse is at TCU.
So, who you gonna go get? I mean, Josh Gaddis out there. He just got fired from Miami.
I tell you a name that came up. Somebody was talking about said Miami should give a look to, and it kind of makes a little sense. T. Martin.
Yeah, I saw that too. If you do you want to go back to college though?
I don't know if you necessarily want to go back to college, but his son is at Miami right now playing college baseball.
I understand. I mean, that's true,
and I think he may walk on to play a little bit on football too. I don't know if he does that or if he wants to do that. I don't know. That's the question we can ask him. Try to get him on.
I don't know if that's Jason Garrett is a name I've heard for the Alabama offensive coordinator, and I would
love it. Please,
hilarious.
Please,
that would be. Jason Garrett was on my Nick Saban's staff in Miami with the Dolphins. So there is a connection there. So, and Jason Garrett isn't coaching right now. So that would make my day if Nick Saban hired Jason.
Nick Saban, let the senioritis and all the things fall upon you, and you bring Jason Garrett to your team and let him call that terrible offense. I love that.
So I've been on the radio with Fox on Tuesdays. Well, one of his other co-hosts is an Auburn fan, and he threw out something very interesting for the Nick Saban defensive coordinator.
Okay, let's hear it.
Who was Alabama's DB coach last year? Charles Kelly. Where's Charles Kelly at now? In Colorado as the defensive coordinator.
Oh.
If Nick Saban wants some kind of continuity, would he bring Charles Kelly back as his defensive coordinator?
Interesting. That'd be interesting.
I don't think it's happening. I still think he's going to go for a bigger name like Glenn Schumann or like Jim Leonard. But man, hey,
Freddie Kitchens. Julian brought the baseball guy brought up James Coley. Possibly, I guess is that Miami, Julian? I'm guessing. So I don't know. That's interesting. So that'd be very interesting.
I don't know. Wasn't T-Rob the DB? I think T-Rob was one of the DB coaches, but Charles Kelly was like the
Yeah.
assistant. I don't know. I had to look up exactly what their titles was.
Interesting. Moving right along. A little bit of baseball. Baseball season is approaching. I think the first series is like February. It's like right after Valentine's Day. I think it's the weekend after Valentine's Day, if I'm not mistaken. This year, LSU has gotten all the hype. No, I'm sorry. It's the end of February. No, it is February 17th, the weekend right after Valentine's Day. So go ahead and get your loved ones to. Oh, he said Coley for Georgia. Oh, interesting. But
I don't know what Mahomes was just doing.
Me either. With all this hype around the baseball team, all the big names they brought in, the first round picks that they have on this roster, is this natty or bust for LSU?
Nope. I know everybody gonna say it is, but you tell me when the last time a team that was preseason favorite to win it all actually won it all. I don't think so, man. It's too hard to win, bro. It's too hard to win in baseball. So I'm not gonna say it's natty.
Oregon
It's
State.
almost
Oregon State,
and that was what
2018.
exactly my point. A long time ago. And so I think it's one of them. If they don't make it to Omaha, it's a bust. But it's too hard to win for me to say it's natty or bust, man. Like it's so hard to win, bro. I'm not gonna put them kind of expectations on this team.
Gotcha. I think they got to make a deep Omaha run. It's not even going to suffice for this. Maybe winning a national championship ain't bust, but
it's disappointing. I give you that.
Extremely disappointing.
Yeah,
but here's the thing. Here's the thing with LSU. The history of LSU with baseball, we know where they quote unquote should be, need to be, saying all that kind of stuff. The way that they have built this, that Jay Johnson, the way that Jay Johnson has built not only this roster, the staff, going out and getting a pitching coach from the major leagues, bringing him in, going out and filling those holes where people were, missing, like pitching, hitting, big names like that. It's not going to be, we made it to Omaha, let's celebrate again. Like in football was different. We got back to 10 wins and everybody was like, okay, we can build off this. I'm happy. Baseball, I don't see it like that. And another reason, this is Cruz and Morgan's last run.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think last year was kind of like this year in football season. You know what I'm saying? Well,
I
and then this year's baseball season is how a lot of us look at next year's football season. Like next year's football season, winning the West or whatever isn't going to be enough. You know what I'm saying? We're looking at playoffs, and so in the same way, where this baseball season, you got to make it to Omaha, and probably you got to make it to the second weekend of Omaha. You know what I'm saying? You got to be playing for the Natty, or at least in that Final Four. So I'll give you that deep Omaha run or bust, but I can't say natty or bust.
Gotcha. All right. Since we're talking about bust, LSU's men's basketball. They fell yesterday to Texas Tech.
They did.
That was a game that, for all intents and purposes, LSU had.
They should have won.
They should have won. They had a great chance to win that.
Mm-hmm.
What can be salvaged about this season?
Yesterday showed me a lot. Honestly, they looked like a totally different team yesterday than they had the past. And I don't know, the guy on the broadcast made some kind of little sly remark about both of the teams being happy that they out of conference for a game. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think there's some truth to that. You know what I'm saying? I think that psychologically LSU had kind of been beaten down in the SEC so much that it kind of was like, oh, we're not playing the SEC team. We got a chance. You know what I mean? And they came out and
Gotcha.
played with some confidence. Adam Miller started making shots. We saw Juice kind of be what we thought we was going to see from Juice. So I think if they can keep that same confidence and that same momentum going forward, then there's things you can definitely build off of, and you could probably win a game or two. You know, that we don't think that, you know, a lot of people think that it's over with in SEC play. You're not getting another win. But I think they can win one or two, maybe three more if they could keep that same, you know, level of play that they showed Saturday going.
Mm-hmm. I Juice Hill coming back was I don't know if that was a shot in the arm for them. I know we talked about it on Thursday, saying that him coming back was big. I mean, I'm not necessarily big, but it was, you know, saying having extra person there was going to be, you know, mean something. It was different. They did look different. I hope that they could come across and win some of these scrappy games. Maybe get a upset over. I don't know. They've got. I mean, I'm not gonna say Alabama, but one of these bigger games that they have left. Maybe a win in the SEC tournament that'll, you know, say help propel them. I don't think necessarily they make the NCAA, but they can make the
No.
NIT.
NCAA.
Yeah, but if they can make the NIT, I'm just saying, you know, or what's the other one? The other little tournament,
The CBI.
something.
It might can make the CBI for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see what the rest of their schedule look like, man. I don't know, man.
Jamar Chase with a big catch on 4th and 5, put Cincinnati at the 5-yard line.
So they got Missouri. They got Missouri, tough game. Alabama, Mississippi State is a winnable game. Texas A&M at home is a winnable game. Georgia's playing real good right now. South Carolina at home is a winnable game. Vandy at home is a winnable game. Ole Miss is, you know, a winnable game. Then you got Missouri and Florida close. So they could probably win 3 to 5 more games in conference. If they can win closer to 5, yeah, I'd say this season has been salvaged for sure.
All right.
And that boy Chase going off.
Yes, he is. I need him to get 7 catches. And I need Cincinnati to take the lead. Yeah, I need Cincinnati to take the lead too. Yeah, with that being said, though, we all know right now that Queen is king on the court right now. Mm-hmm. If y'all get what I'm saying, the ladies basketball team has become far more popular than the men's basketball team. I saw a tweet earlier from the basketball saying that all that game against Tennessee they're going to cease to sell them. They're going to stop selling those, and because they were selling so fast that they're going to have to just sell them at the door.
Dang.
That game is going to be a sellout. Yeah. So they said P. Ryan got to be at 104 years old, buddy. Oh, yeah. Julian said Mississippi State upset TCU yesterday. That they did. I did see that.
They a scrappy team, but they beatable though. But they're very scrappy.
All right.
Hey, speaking of the women, I mean, let me speak to my LSU fans. Pump the brakes a little bit. Yeah, they scored.
Okay, so touchdown with touchdown and the extra point. So we are back at a tie game. 14 minutes left. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. You said pump the brakes.
13:30 left. Yeah, but pump the brakes on talking smack to South Carolina because they beat Alabama by 9 or whatever. Because like y'all must forgot earlier last week whenever we squeaked by Arkansas. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't. Oh, we beat them by 50. Y'all beat them by 10. Like you can't do that, bro. You cannot do that. So there's no need for us to poke the bell whenever South Carolina is the bully on the block. You know what I mean? Like you don't need the bully coming in the fight with any more reason to want to beat you. You know what I'm saying? Like We know that we know we can beat them. We know that they beatable. Just let our play do the talking for us, man. Like there's no need to get the same way. Same thing I said about Kansas City, and I mean the Cincinnati talking about Kansas City. You know what I mean? Like we know what y'all capable of, but ain't no need to talk. Just let your play do the talking for you. And I know the players aren't doing it in this sense, but it's the fans. But just be cool. Don't give them no bulletin board material, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be big, man. This game against South Carolina is fastly approaching. Uh, that game is
February 12th, Super Bowl
February
Sunday.
12th. So you got
2
Tennessee,
weeks.
Georgia, Texas A&M, South Carolina. First of all, let's take care of business that's in front of us. Let's not slip up. Let's not slip up on one of these, you know what I'm saying, very winnable, easy games. As Ryan says, Alexis and Angel need to have a big game. I think that you're going to have a big game out of Flage. You're going to have a big game out of
Jasmine Carson. You got
yes,
like Alexis Morris. Everybody gonna have to play big, man.
Everybody, because it's gonna be a battle.
Like I said though, Alexis Morris is the engine that's gonna engine to this team. They're only gonna go as far as she take them, man. I understand Angel Reese is the the best player on the team and is the person who the team runs through. But every Batman need a Robin. Everybody needs that running mate with them, and she's the energy of the team. When she plays well, they play well. Whenever she doesn't really play well, they don't really play well. So she's gonna be key to how far they can go.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. This is one of the craziest things you ever seen at a sporting event. I don't know if you saw this.
Like live or like watching it on TV?
Live, in person, on TV. The reason I asked this.
Did you see? Go ahead, and then I'll tell you this.
Did you see? I think it was Duquesne versus Loyola, maybe?
Yeah, Loyola, Chicago.
A guy showed up delivering McDonald's, like a DoorDasher, delivering McDonald's, and was walking on the court. Referee, he wasn't like a half court, nothing like that, but he was way on the court, enough to where the referee almost ran into him and told him to get off the court.
They had to stop the game for it.
Yeah, said this appears to be a prank, but what's the wildest thing you've seen?
Well, I was watching the Malice at the Palace live, so obviously that's number
like
one.
Are you talking about on TV live?
Yeah, on TV. I wasn't at the game. I wasn't at the game. Now at the game, I'm not gonna say this on air, but I'll tell you off air what's the craziest I've seen actually at a game. But man, let's see. At a game, bro. Saw mascots fighting once.
That was this year. I saw that the mascots fighting.
I've seen mascots fighting. It was a man. I've seen some crazy things, bro. The Malice. I was watching the Malice at the Palace on TV. That's the craziest one to me. What's yours?
I think anytime we've ever seen like the animals run on the field.
Yeah.
The one that always stands out to me is a Rally Possum game with LSU baseball. That was like unreal. It was LSU was down big by like 9, and the possum came out, and the Arkansas player walked up to it. The possum growled at him, and it looked like he scared the whole team because they lost from there.
Yeah, that was.
I think, and Jason Brumfield says the Grizz are 0-5 since Uncle Shay almost put them paws on Ja Daddy and Dylan Brooks. That was another thing. Seeing a fan get into it with the whole team for the most part.
Yeah, that one was crazy. I've been at a high school game where a deer ran on the field. Yeah, that was wild. Like he jumped the fence, ran on the field, went crazy on the field, and had a good jump back. But The game where I was in high school and we had a fight, that was pretty wild because we had to play the next game with no fans in the stands, which was pretty crazy. Hey Jason, we're not gonna do that right now. We don't need that negativity in our lives. But but yeah, man, I think this little prank thing, I think it speaks to a bigger problem in our society. All these pranks and everybody trying to do everything for YouTube and clicks and clout and stuff like that. I think that's more of the story than this actual, what he did. That's to me, that's a bigger issue than him walking on the court and stuff.
Speaking of TikTok and stuff like that, social media, we went to the College Football Hall of Fame yesterday, and in there they have the passing and the kick. You kick an extra point, and the kids was like, "Do it, do it." I was like, "I'm not doing that." And I was like, so they said, "Do it." I said, "Okay." And I threw the pass, beautiful pass, just short. It was a touchdown, but it was short. Told me to kick the extra point. I was like, all right. I was a little nervous about it, but I kicked it, and their jaws dropped because that thing almost went over the net. It was good, but it almost went over the net. And so they recorded it, and I was like, and I looked at my wife. I was like, "You ain't recorded?" She was like, "Nah, I ain't get it." And then my son was like, "I recorded it." I said, "Oh, because you thought I was gonna miss it then. You thought I was gonna embarrass myself." He was like, yeah. So yeah, so you exactly right when it comes to stuff like that. But yeah, speaking of, I got Post Dylan stuff, man. He got that dude dance anywhere. No music or nothing. But anyway, but yeah, man. He said he kicked like the Cowboys kick. No. Hey, I booted that thing. Hey, I'm booted that thing. It went straight now. I was surprised. I shot myself. I ain't do it again though, because I was 1 for 1. I'm good.
I heard that. You gotta quit while you're ahead.
Hey, quit while I was way ahead. Yeah, but I don't know, man. I don't know. But let me ask you this.
What you got?
We talked earlier about the Philadelphia Eagles winning and stuff like that. I've been seeing a lot of Alabama fans.
You saw that too? The 2019 LSU rematch if Cincinnati win?
Not just that, but a lot of Bama fans been saying built by Bama. Jalen Hurts. Congratulations. So, hold on. Chuck dropped one. He said, "I saw Jackson State's Tiger, Wavy Dave, R.I.P. Rip, and Gramblin's Tiger fight at halftime of the 1988 football game at Grambling, which Jackson State marching band was performing, which Wavy Dave danced and the band got upset. And when Grambling's Tiger came on the field, I was in attendance."
Chuck probably was in attendance when NLU and Northwestern State's mascots was fighting too.
I don't know when it was.
I think probably like 1993.
Somebody say, "Chuck, how old are you?" Listen, he lost me when he said 1988 because I know how old I was then. Some of y'all
shut up, man. Leave my dog Chuck alone, man.
Chuck a good one, man.
My fellow St. Fred alumnus, my dog.
Yeah, but back to the story at hand. Yeah,
I feel like, and this is crazy to me. When I think Jalen Hurts, I think Alabama. Like if you just say the name Jalen Hurts, I think Alabama. And I feel like Alabama has a right to claim him because he started play and won a championship with Alabama. Like I understand that Tua had to come in that game, but he started the game. He took him all the way there. So I feel like that's a lot different than the Joe Burrow Ohio State situation. Joe Burrow never started. Joe Burrow never, you know what I'm saying? He was really backup. I feel like it's totally different situations.
So I guess that leads to my question. What are the rules on which what school gets to claim a player?
I feel like I don't necessarily think there should be rules. I feel like you should kind of
what are the parameters?
Case by case basis. Okay. Like if a person starts and plays significant time at a school, you have a right to claim that person. Now I'm not saying you have to. Like prime example, Eli Ricks. LSU could claim Eli Ricks if they want to.
We don't want
He
to. But go
started.
ahead.
I know we don't want to, but he started here 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Like he started here 2 years, and he started here for 2 years, and he played significant snaps here for 2 years. We could claim him if we want to. We're not going to, but we could. Which is it's a lot different than claiming, let's say, trying to think of somebody.
Georgia claiming Justin Fields.
I feel like they could do that though, because he played significant that year. He didn't start, but he played a lot of snaps
on fake punts.
He played more than on fake punts.
I know. I'm just saying.
But I feel like it's a lot different. I feel like no. All right, like the Oklahoma thing. I give you Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Oklahoma, because they didn't do anything at their previous schools. You could argue that
Baker Mayfield started. Baker Mayfield started.
He started how many games?
At least 2 or 3. I'll look it up. But he started at.
I don't think he started no 3 games. Let me see.
Hold on, I'm finna pull up. Kyler Murray also started in Texas A&M.
Baker Mayfield started 8 games. All right. Well, yeah, they can claim. Texas Tech claim then. They started a full season. I mean, Kyler Murray, same thing. Yeah, all right. Well, they both started that game. They started a full season. They can claim. I'm not saying they have to, but if they want to, sure.
So that's what I'm saying. It's kind of I don't think they will, but
yeah, I'm not saying like I feel like it's different than the only one that gets me is the Cincinnati Joe Burrow shit. Because he didn't do nothing there.
So Ohio State, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't even start. Like, he didn't start a game for y'all.
It's a few more of them. So okay, Jabril Cox. I think North Dakota State. I mean, he started at LSU. He only played here 1 year, but I think more North Dakota State.
Same with Jalen Hurts. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if North Dakota State want to claim him, go right ahead. But I feel like LSU has a right to claim him also.
James Houston with Florida and Jackson State. He claims Jackson State.
Yeah, and see that's another thing. Like, what does the player claim? You know what I mean? Like that. I feel like that should matter too.
I've never seen. I'm be honest with you. I've never seen Joe Burrow with anything Ohio State on, personally. I could just be biased. I've never seen him, but I always see the LSU wristband or the LSU pads.
Only thing that helps Ohio State's case is he graduated there.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that helps their case. So yeah, I feel if you graduate there, if you play significant time, then they can claim you. But like, does Georgia claim JT Daniels? You know what I'm saying? Like,
my question is, will Arizona State be claiming Jaden?
Probably so. Do you claim Walker Howard?
No. I mean,
he ain't do nothing here.
Well, on the other side of that, would you claim Max Johnson or TJ Finley?
I'd say Max before TJ. Max will start for a whole season here.
So, something to think about. Some of y'all still ain't claiming Miles Brandon, but we ain't going there right now.
Never mind. TJ started more games. Never mind.
He did.
I know.
He said everybody claiming JT.
You ain't lying though.
That's true.
16 schools getting the
All right. I was going to say, we talk about JT. Ain't nobody saying that about Lindsey Scott though.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
they
are.
Okay. Oh, by the way,
and it's a little different. Yeah, I saw that, but it's a little different because Lindsey went down to, he ain't just go from P5 to P5 to P5 to P5. So it's a lot different.
Speaking of that, Lindsey Scott has his jersey is in the College Football Hall of Fame for winning the Walter Payton Award this year. Also, it was a lot of stuff, man. I'm gonna tell you another thing. Mike Leach polo shirt, Mississippi State polo shirt is also in there. So that was another one, man. Kind of touched.
They need to induct him to the Hall of Fame, even though he don't meet the the winning percentage standards. They need to
He
make an
definitely
exception.
he should, man. I mean, the influence he's had.
Well, if he would have won his bowl game, if he would have, coached the bowl game and won it, he would have met the stand, met the win percentage.
Gotcha.
So I feel like Mississippi State need to posthumously credit him for coaching that team in the bowl game to get his percentage where it need to be to get him in.
Gotcha. Funny Dylan story. Speaking of the Hall of Fame, they have a thing where you can do your 40 time.
What he ran?
It was so. First of all, the machine was glitchy. So the standard for what say a good 40 time was off. Say they learned the machine. Dylan ran like a 8 something, but that was the fact. Like on the record, like because it keeps up with the record. Dylan was 1. His sister got mad at him. She went up there and ran a 5.3.
Dang.
Dylan was like, nah, we finna fix this. Dylan got up there and that machine was moving, and then it glitched out on them or went to 7. He was mad the rest of the day. But yeah, that's very interesting. But if you look at it's funny, but I don't know if it erases every day or how it does. But if you look at it, it was my daughter, Dylan, my daughter, Dylan. that's how it was. So, but
that's crazy.
Yeah, but you ready for this? Ready for this altar call? I'm gonna go first because you got a little bit more happier one. So let's go ahead. All right, I need Patrick Beverly, Los Angeles Lakers, NBA referees. I don't know who I'll call up here, but y'all need to go ahead and come up here. Let me go ahead and roll that beautiful bean footage. If you didn't see last night, game was tied with 4 seconds left. LeBron went up for a layup and was fouled. Patrick Beverly actually grabbed a professional photo from one of the journalists, took it over to the referee, and showed him, hey, this is where he was fouled, and pointed to it and showed him. And as you can see now, he's still showing him where LeBron was fouled. So it's funny because Patrick Beverly has always had antics. But it's a few things about this. LeBron acted a complete fool after they didn't call it. He threw a tantrum. He laid on the floor for a minute, and it was just like, bruh, come on, you're doing too much. But then again, I look at it, and there's a couple things I understand. The last 4 Laker games, there have been last second no calls that if the Lakers would have won those games, instead of being 23-27, they're 27-23, and they're in 5th place in the West, maybe even 4th, depending on how it works out, shakes out. So I kind of understand the frustration. I understand why Patrick Beverly felt the need to do that. But here's the problem with that. It's always about the next play. It's always about, moving on. When he got that technical foul, they went down. They basically started overtime. In rare form, they started overtime down by 1 point. When you do that, it's 1 point. It may not seem significant, but they end up losing the game by 4, if I'm not mistaken. That 1 point could have been a 3-point game with a chance to either tie it or possibly win it, depending on the situation. They got to do better, man. Patrick Beverly, you're a veteran, man. You can't make these mistakes, man. These mental mistakes and do these crazy things, these silly things, man. You gotta do better, man. As Jason Brumfield points out, LeBron 38, he dropped 41. He can't be playing overtime. He did what he needed to win. Yeah, he did. He literally is giving his all, and the team around him is, it's kind of faltering. I'm not blaming everybody else because the team has done what they could to get there, to get back. But at the same time, man, I don't know, man. Patrick Beverly, you got to do better, man. League. Come on, man. Come on. I get it. Not every foul is going to get seen, but 4 games straight. Come on. Go ahead and say your little hater. Go ahead and say your little haterism. Go ahead and say your haterisms.
I have a few things to say. First thing, as a Pelican fan who sees Zion get fouled every time he drives to the goal, and people tell me, get over it, I'm going to say the same thing to the Lakers fans. Get over it. Secondly, LeBron looked like Maury just told him he was the father after that no foul call. And third, I just find the poetic justice in on this here conference championship weekend, a LA team complaining about a no call when they had a chance to win in overtime after the no call. And then LA fans saying, well, that blown call threw us all off after overtime. It was over with after that blown call. You know, it's just a bunch of irony on this weekend, you know, of all. So
yeah,
I just, I found a lot of irony in that play. I ain't joking.
I understand.
But
2 wrongs don't make it right, though.
But I will say this. I will say that it was a foul. I will say that, it was a foul. But at the same time, if LeBron just goes up and tries to dunk that thing, you know what I mean? And it's totally different.
It's 4 people. There was 4 people.
I don't care. Go try to dunk that thing. Make them call the foul. You go up south like that, you ain't got to make them call the foul.
I'm going to say this. At 38, that lady, listen,
I don't care.
All I did was walk around yesterday. I got over 9,000 steps. I'm tired. I'm hurt.
I don't care. If you that high, you can go up and dunk that thing, man. But anyway, I'm just saying, I digress. It couldn't happen to a better team. I'm just saying.
Well, y'all sliding now.
Hey, we hurt. What's y'all excuse?
We got Anthony Davis. He always hurt. That is the excuse.
Y'all wanted Anthony Davis, so y'all gotta live with that. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of
just do your altar call. Get out of here.
Speaking of not playing games, I'm gonna need Jimmy Butler and all these other NBA players who feel like they can sit out whenever they feel like it to come on down to the front. Play that first clip of it, Pooh.
This is the sad stuff. Jimmy Butler not playing tonight. We flew over 4,400 miles to see you play. Or can we get a photo of Big Face? And that's when the kid realizes that Jimmy Butler's not playing.
Yeah, man, that's sad. Kid flew 4,400 miles to come see Jimmy Butler play, and Jimmy Butler took the night off. I understand he was a little banged up or whatever, but you gotta stop this, man. You gotta stop this. There's 82 games. It's been 82 games since I can remember, and it ain't never really been an issue until these players decided that they didn't have to play if they didn't want to play. Y'all blamed it on the back-to-back. They gave less back-to-backs. Y'all blamed it on this. They changed it up. It just come down to the fact that y'all don't want to play. And I wish more players had the mindset of Kobe. What if these little kids and their parents saved up money just to see me that one chance? I'm going to give them that opportunity to see me play, no matter how banged up I am. So, you got to do a little bit better than this. And I agree with some of the comments that it's been happening for a while. That's true, and it don't make it right. But I will commend Jimmy Butler because he did, make it up to that fan. He brought that fan and his family along, to experience the next Heat game. Clip, Pooh, you can run that other one if you
Another happy night at the Heat house for Felipe, for Jimmy, for all of Heat Nation. Miami's won 8 of their last 9 at home and 6 straight wins here at home. Miami a season high 6 games above 500. They've won their last 3. The Heat go to 28 and 22.
And that's pretty dope, man, to see that Jimmy Butler take that kid and give that kid the experience after he was not been able to do that before. So pretty cool. And kudos to Jimmy Butler for being able to do that. So NBA players, y'all need to do better, man. Think about y'all fans if that's what it's really about. Make sure y'all give the fans what they paid their money to see.
Yeah, they say he think the same fan did the same thing.
I seen those reports too. Even who cares? Even if that's the case, that kid, like if they save their money to come see you, suit up and play, man. It's days where I don't feel like going to work, and I ain't got the luxury of saying, "Nah, I ain't doing it today."
Oh, he hurt.
So, Man, that boy running that thing, boy. But yeah, man, and I know like it all started. It started with
the Spurs back in the day.
Yeah, whenever they tried to make them play Miami on a back-to-back after they played Pops and everybody home. I know it all, but they got fined for that. You know what I'm saying? The NBA don't find enough players and enough teams for resting healthy players. Like CJ McCollum came out and said that whenever he was in Portland, they made him and Dame look at the schedule and say, what games are you going to sit out? You know what I mean? Like, and that's coming from the high ups in the franchise. So yeah, it's bigger than just the players whenever it get to that point.
Yeah, this like this game for to come down to who got the ball last in the field goal.
Yep.
It might go to overtime too. So we shall
they
see.
Changed the rules for that. Thanks to a dude who's not even playing.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see. Ant, you got anything else before we get up out of here?
No, not that I can think of.
Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and say I gotta check the schedule. It's a few things coming up. Super Bowl coming up. We are not doing a show on Super Bowl. Y'all ain't gonna be able to
watch the game too.
Y'all ain't gonna come watch us no way. Also, man, we are very well. I ain't say very. We're about 400 short on subscribers, man. Help us get to that magic 1,000, man. Do what y'all can. Share it to friends. We know we always ask. We may not even have it right to ask, but please do what you can to help us.
So all y'all who watching on Facebook, go over to YouTube and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. We appreciate y'all for watching on Facebook and liking our page on Facebook and all the interaction we get on Facebook. But head on over to YouTube and subscribe to that channel for us. Appreciate y'all, man.
Also, those of you who are, because we do have it on Twitter now. Those of you on Twitter, do the same. Just go to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Hit that subscribe button. You can go back to whatever platform you decide, whichever one is best for you. But just go on over there and hit that button. Valentine's falls on the Tuesday. We ain't got to worry about that. Trying to see what else, man. So we'll see. I don't know when we'll be back. I know we'll be back Thursday this week. We'll be back Wednesday with HBCU. I don't know.
We'll be back next Sunday.
Yeah, we will.
Don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll be back next Sunday. We ain't gonna take a whole bunch of
7. We ain't got that much PTO. Daniel got all the PTO.
we do have holiday, you know what I'm saying, floating holidays and stuff. So, but man, again, like I said, we appreciate y'all watching, tuning in and stuff. We'll finish this game up. Hopefully hopefully Cincinnati go ahead and finish this thing out because I need them to for several reasons.
The boy said he got selfish reasons.
Oh yeah, I'm selfish. If y'all want the stream to keep going, it's got to be paid for. But
that's too crazy.
But you said got to use your wellness hours. I ain't got none.
Wellness hours.
Been on here coughing and sick.
Wellness hours. So, what kind of corporation do you think we running over here?
Wellness.
We don't low manage over here, dog. We gotta come to work sick. I did a show with COVID, bro. Like I don't think you understand how bad it is over here.
Y'all know I've been coughing the last few days. Flu ain't no joke. Y'all think I was playing. The kids really did try to take me out. But appreciate you, Chuck. What else? Cincinnati just got the ball back. What we got? 2 minutes and 30 left. And they got the ball at the
same script.
7-yard line. So, hey, I'm finna go finish this up. Finish watching this game. Y'all take care, man. We appreciate y'all as always, man, for coming through, watching it with us. Let's see what we're gonna go out on. We'll go out on this tonight. We out of here. Like that. We out.
Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe on Twitter at Golden Boot. On Instagram at Golden Boot. YouTube at The Golden Boot Pod. On Facebook at The Golden Boot Pod.